my name's Dan. I hope you're doing well. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to play Groove Is in the Heart by Deee-lite. This is a sample. I'm going to tell you a little bit later my theories on who played this and how to nail the exact tone. But before we get to that, I'll show you how to play it. This is in the key of A flat minor. So we start on an A flat on the 4th fret of the E string. You can download the tab for free. I'll put a link. Start on the A flat with the first finger. Use the same finger to jump across two strings down to a D flat on the D string, a G flat, sorry, 4th fret of the D string. Now then we've got an E flat on the 6th fret of the A string. When you play bass, you know, a lot of the time you'll play one finger per fret. That's where, for example, you have your first finger on the 4th fret of the E string, and the other fingers line up. So you've got 1 and then 2, 3, 4. So your third finger would be sort of hovering over this 6th fret here. I do what a lot of players will do, especially around this part of the bass where the frets are wider apart. I'll often use my little finger instead of the third finger. Completely valid, completely fine to do. It lessens the stretch in the hand, it straightens the wrist out, all good. So you do whatever you feel comfortable with, okay? So if you see me using a little finger here, you can use your third. I'll use my third for now, okay? So after the E flat on the A string, a quick jump with the same finger to the A flat on the 6th fret of the D string. And we've got frets 6 and 4, A flat, G flat on the D string. And then E flat, D flat, fret 6 and 4 on the A string, all the same frets there. Then we've got another jump, another sort of jump over a string, over the D string. And another using the same finger jumping across here. You could roll your finger as well. You can lift it up and play on the fingertips, or just roll and play behind that first crease. B after that, and then we've got another A flat, and then we've got this little bit at the end. It's one pluck or pick. We'll get into that in a minute. So it's a G flat, G natural, A flat. So we're playing first finger, second finger, third finger. You can use your little finger as well, but I'm going 1, 2, 3, 1 pluck. The hammer-ons, okay? So you get the first note here, the G flat. The next note, the hammer down has got to be as loud as the pluck, okay? So you keep your finger nice and rigid and strong there. You're really hammering down through the fretboard. And then again, from the second finger to the third finger. It's kind of one continuous motion. What I love about this song is just a really great groove. It just goes all the way throughout the song. You only just have to learn this and that's it for the whole thing. And it's just a really creative, really great bass line. Play it slowly at first. Your ultimate aim is to play it along to the record, go from the beginning to the end without stopping, you know, just to get this together. Now there, up a little bit more up to speed. I did find myself in that section playing the A flat on the D string and then rolling. Let me just talk about that a second. So we've got third finger on the A flat. This is the D string. Play it on your fingertip. Then instead of having to jump to the same fret on the D string, on the G string, which is the D flat, I'm just, can you see that? I'm just rolling that finger so that I'm playing it behind that first crease. It just saves you having to do too much movement. Otherwise, I'm just making sure that I'm getting to each note quick enough. I'm always one step ahead of where I need to be. I like to know who played on records. You know, so when people had CDs and vinyl, I always looked at CD liner notes, found out who played. I just loved the history and stuff. I've done so much research on this tune, and there isn't really a massive definitive answer, but this is a sample. The whole song is built up from samples, and the bass line is from Bring Down the Birds, which is a Herbie Hancock sort of soundtrack album. And that, I really want you to listen to that. It's very interesting. Ron Carter is credited on that album. Okay, Bootsy Collins is on the Deee-lite version, but vocals. I don't think he's playing bass at all on this. I think it's Ron Carter. He played loads of sessions on electric. It sounds to me exactly like a P bass like this with a plectrum. Well, the original, by the way, is in the key of B flat, and I just want to show you this as well. Once we've learnt this riff, let's say you want to play along to the Herbie Hancock version. Very, very easy. Go 2 frets this way. This is transposing. It's when you play the same thing in a different key. On bass, it's so easy. Up 2 frets and everything remains the same. So I think the tone, to nail it, I think it's a flatwound, string, P bass combination with a plectrum. You get that click on a flatwound string. I'm convinced it's that tone. I'm one of these lurkers in forums, and I never post. I'm gonna change that actually, because there are so many incredibly knowledgeable people, you guys out there, and if you've got definitive answer on that, let me know. But to me, it's very, very, very clear. It's a flatwound strings plectrum sound. If you really want to nail the tone, flatwounds, plectrum. So what they did is they took the sample, I'm pretty sure this is the case, slowed it down, tuned it down a bit, and now so the original is like that kind of speed, but this one, it's 122 beats per minute. If you do have a definitive answer on this, I'd love to know, but I've seen so many people saying different things about who played on this and what have you, but I reckon it's Ron Carter. Okay, I'm going to switch back to fingers. We're in the key of A flat minor. If you're playing this live on a gig, you really do want to play it like that bass line all the way through. I mean, it's a sample, it doesn't change, okay? But I think it's good to understand keys and things like that. So we're in the key of A flat. I'm just doing minor pentatonic there, this shape. Well, I should say these shapes, look. Just a good thing to practice. Again, not on a gig, you're going to play it exactly as is, but I think it's just a great idea to play around and to improvise and to take an existing bass line and go in a few different directions. I mean, literally on the fretboard, go this way, go that way. Train yourself to be able to improvise around this. And then when you find yourself in different musical situations, the whole thing becomes easier. By the way, if you are playing this on a gig and you don't have a P bass, you don't have a flat wound strings, you can't play with a plectrum, it really, really doesn't matter. Just, you know, adapt these things to your own way of playing. Okay, it doesn't matter. You don't have to get too sort of down the rabbit hole with these things, like I kind of have in this lesson. I mean, if I were playing this on a gig, I wouldn't be playing this bass, and I probably wouldn't bother playing with a plectrum. So just do what you like. I hope you enjoyed that lesson. I've got loads and loads of lessons on playing famous bass lines, getting into the theory. I've also got a course from beginner to bassist that teaches all the elements of great bass playing, from technique to theory to using all the stuff that I talk about. So I'll put a link to that if you're interested. If you do have any questions, leave a comment below and I'll get back to you. And if you did find anything useful in this video, I really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. I do 2 videos every week, and I love getting feedback from you, and I also love suggestions on videos. Sometimes I can't do the obscure tunes that some people recommend, just the nature of it. But, you know, do put something below if you're you know, struggling with something in your bass playing or a technique or whatever it is. Put it down and I can at least have a little think about it and hopefully do a video on it. So thanks very much for watching. Have a good day. See you next time.